Back to follow-up segment tonight. On Friday, we told you about NBC refusing to carry a TV ad that thanked the military for its sacrifice.
We're proud of you.
Thank you.
These young men and women are heroes. They deserve our undying gratitude.
It was an honor to serve with you. God bless you all.
Freedom's Watch is honored to support our troops and say a very heartfelt thank you.
Well, the next day, Saturday, the National Broadcasting Corporation reversed itself. It will now run the ad, and that, of course, is good. But there are other news agencies that do anti-military things as well. Joining us from Washington, Rich Noyes, Research Director for the Media Research Center, a conservative group. First of all, why do you think NBC caved in so quickly after we ran that spot on Friday night?
Well, good evening, Bill. I think they caved because they realized they were completely wrong. I mean, their argument was that, the ad included the name of this group's website, freedomwatch.org, and, of course, that was in there because they wanted to send people to all sorts of groups like, booksforsoldiers.com and usocares.org, extremely mainstream, nonpartisan groups trying to support soldiers. I think NBC at first, Freedom Watch is a conservative group that supports the president's policies in Iraq. NBC, I think, hates the president's policies in Iraq, so they were extremely adversarial towards this group. So they didn't really look at the content of the ad, which is totally nonpartisan, something that almost 100% of Americans can get behind. And I think when they realized their mistake, as soon as the uproar started.
I think it was public pressure that did it, Mr. Noyes. I don't think it was any kind of enlightenment over at NBC. I think that the CEO of General Electric, Jeffrey Immelt, heard it loud and clear from tens of thousands of Americans that they thought this was disrespectful. Mr. Immelt is in charge of NBC, but he doesn't run day-to-day operations. He may not even known they rejected the ad. I don't know how closely the man pays attention. Certainly, you're right. NBC News particularly has gone far left, despises the president. But there are other organizations beside NBC which do the same thing, are they not? I mean, they hate Bush, but they really take it out on the troops.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of examples we've documented over the years. I don't think most reporters hate the troops or have an action right against the troops, but they really hate this policy, and they don't mind using the troops as just another way to demoralize the public about this policy. An excellent example is Haditha, which was this something that was hyped up as a massacre that the U.S. Marines supposedly did in Iraq back in November 2005. John Murtha made it a big deal in May of 2006. CNN went wall to wall with it, just wallowing in it during a period we studied over the summer of 2006. I think they ended up running about 5 times more stories than aired on this network. The ABC, CBS, and NBC ran about 100 stories amongst themselves in a 3-week period. Over the last 6 months, that case has fallen apart. There will not be any murder charges against those Marines in Haditha. That was something that it's only been on 9 network stories over the last 6 months on ABC, CBS, and NBC. NBC hasn't touched it since July. I would think that if you're going to go around calling these Marines
so they reported the allegation, but then when the case was adjudicated and it turned out not to be the sensational headline that was originally reported, you're saying that the mainstream media on television anyway just ignored the story, didn't tell the folks what would happen at the end. But look, I agree with you that Bush hatred drives the negative coverage. However, there's a moral obligation when you besmirch the U.S. military and you throw up a massacre situation, when it doesn't turn out to be that, to correct the record, Mr. Noyes. And these people don't seem to feel that obligation toward our military.
Well, I couldn't agree more. I mean, besides the occasional misdeed that gets touted over and over again, there's the fact that we've got 160,000 soldiers over there every day exhibiting professionalism and skill and humanitarianism and bravery, and that is not part of the day-to-day coverage
I don't
of this
mind
war.
the reportage, and we reported Haditha as well, but you've got to do the whole story once you report the accusation, and that certainly did not happen. Mr. Noyes, thanks very much, and once again, we're happy the troops now can have that advertisement, because at the end of the advertisement, it's a way to help the troops, and that's, of course, what we want to do here.